Welcome back, folks, to the official Classy Boy Tag Team Tag Tournament, hosted by yours truly, Mr. Cannon, aka Semi-Original Guy from Advanced Wars by Web. Now, this is the final round, round 5 of 5 in this round robin tournament. We have here Team Stall in Brawl with a sub. We now have Luna Malady taking the place of Xylito, who was unable to continue the tournament due to time restraints. Now, this should prove to be a very interesting match, folks. I am definitely looking forward to it. Luna Malady was gracious enough to take time out of her life to play this tournament. So thank you very kindly to Luna for that. Now, this is going to be a good one, folks. Unfortunately, the Untitled Goose team, P-Dog, 954, and the Crowd Goose are going to have to play this game twice. They're going to have to play this round twice due to some issues with management of the tournament on my part. So apologies for that, folks, but hopefully that will not really affect the games very much. Now, this is going to be a good one, folks. So strap in. The final round of the official Classy Boy Tag Team Tag Tournament is about to begin. Alrighty, folks. On the first few days, you all know the deal is the standard infantry builds, because you gotta get the infantry on the field. It is the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. #2 priority in Advanced Wars by Web is make sure you like and subscribe for all that hot Advanced Wars content, folks. Alright, so both players are going to be pushing the neutral base. Both players are going to be pushing the airport. I think that is a very valuable thing to do, folks. Get the airport, get the bases, get the units into the center of the map. Definitely what you got to be doing in this match. Alright, so we are just going to skip ahead here because it is going to be some pretty standard plays here. It looks as if P-Dog is going to be able to jump to these properties here in the center very quickly. So that is going to be very effective. If you can manage to grab one of those properties early, it is going to be great for holding that position. But let's see how it continues on here. Day 4, grabbing one of the properties, grabbing the airport down here. Very good. Giviana now bottom of the board here, capping that neutral base, which is an infantry base, folks. This base and this base here are strictly infantry reinforcement. You're not going to be able to bust out any vehicles from there, but you are going to be able to bust out a pipe runner if you're feeling a little bit frisky. So we'll see if a pipe runner makes its way here. But we have an early recon over here from the Crowd Goose. I think early recon is going to be pretty nice. And we are capping a property here, folks. That property is definitely going to be interrupted by the recon. There is no chance to stop that interrupt, so it's definitely going to be going through. Maybe a little bit of a balancing issue on this map here, folks, but you know what is what it is. Let's see it continue on here as the infantry are rolling up. Giviana now busting out a tank, switches back to Olaf. Every single player in the final round has chosen to play Olaf as their main CO, with mostly Adder and 1 Cole as the side picks. So not really anything out of the ordinary there. Alrighty, folks, we are going to be seeing some massive global damage here. Luna Malady already moved the lander off of the HQ in order to jumpstart captures in the center of the map here. Builds a mechanized infantry, folks. We got a mech on the field, and the artillery is in position over here from P-Dog 954 to guard the infantry. This infantry cannot be interrupted, folks, so it is definitely going to be holding strong. Lander now has moved off of the HQ from P-Dog. Infantry has been cleared by Giviana. Oh my lord. Oh my flippin' lord, folks. We already have combat, and it is only day 6. 2 units have been cleared off of the board now, and the captures have been interrupted here by the Crowd Goose. Very strong position from Cryo. I am liking it so far. Mechs are now pushing their way to the center of the map. Definitely might be loaded up into a lander next turn. But Luna Maladine does not push the position at all. Does not fall into the trap that is attacking the recon. So that's very nice. Comm Tower has been acquired by P-Dog. And a property. P-Dog now sitting at 14,000 funds per turn. Everybody else is sitting at a significantly less amount of funds. Alright. Position continues on, folks. We got a mech over here from Giviana, who is now led by Cole. And another clear on an infantry from Crowd, who's very nice. Oh, takes a very aggressive position against this tank. I'm not sure if that's... That might not be too bad. It might not be too bad. It is kind of risky to go in for that sort of attack, especially when you don't have a comm tower yet. But it is very close to base reinforcement range, and with this mech plus a tank combination coming in, the attack could have potentially went through, but definitely would have resulted in quite the brawl, folks. So we're not going to be brawling just yet. Luna Maladine switches over to Adder, plops the mech into the front line here. Now is going to be able to start threatening the tank here right away. Interrupts the property and continues the push, folks. P-Dog now going for a capture down south. They should be able to acquire that final capture here as he puts the tank into the center of the map. Builds another tank, folks, and the artillery is now very well protected, guarding both of these cities. So neither of those are going to be able to be flipped without some kind of a fight. And Giviana busts out the first battlecopter of the game, folks. We got aerial combat now, as the position is just being solidified. Just holding the line, folks. Holding the line. That's what you got to do here. Alright, Goose as Adder clears an infantry, attacks another infantry, clears it, and then goes in for a mech strike. Oh my god. Oh my god. What a savage attack here. Now, attacking the mech could be okay. It might not be. We don't know. There's definitely a 2-strike that can happen on this tank, but Goose has busted out the classiest unit in Advanced by Web, folks. The classy medium tank is on the field. Double base skip in order to do so. Sacrifices the mech to get a 2-shot and attacks the tank. Oh my god. Alright, now. Oh, and traps the tank and builds a medium tank. Oh my god. What a flippin' fantastic play over here from Luna Maladine. Oh, this tank is completely locked in here, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is in classy range. Oh my god. Oh my glob. What a great attack. Alright, P-Dog putting the aggression into the center, using that lander effectively, dropping the tank, and pushing the infantry into the center, taking almost full control of the center now. Multiple dinosaurs in the center. Going to be doing lots and lots of damage here pretty soon. Alright, looks like Luna Maladine is going to be able to acquire that comm tower next turn as well, but Giviana has busted open the pipe seam, allowing for the reinforcement range into the center without passing through P-Dog's army here, so that is very valuable. Highly valuable indeed, folks. And it is now Goose's turn over on day 9. Side slipping it up, folks. So let's see what he manages to do with this one. Oh, the side slip. Oh, side slip could have potentially cleared this infantry, allowing for the tank to get away, but goes for the attack instead. Ooh. Curious attack, but did do some pretty significant damage to that tank. Unfortunately, this tank is definitely doomed now, but another classy medium tank. Classy medium tank now in position to reinforce the front line immediately, threatening 2 captures now. Luna Maladine popping the side slip in response, going to be able to get that +1 movement. Classy medium tank has a nice hearty meal of a tank and attacks the front line, folks. Even attacks one of P-Dog's units, uses the flippin' lander to block the other lander from actually moving forward. What a flippin' crazy play here, folks. What a crazy play. Another infantry moves in and attacks, and that is the end of the turn. Bust out the transport copter this turn as well, folks. Pretty wild stuff getting that transport copter on the field. That's going to help with the infantry deployment by quite a bit. P-Dog with 15,000 funds in the bank this turn. What is he going to be able to accomplish with that? He's going to go buys one tank. Infantry. Double infantry, one tank. Okay. That's fair. That is fair. Now, you could buy vehicles out of this property. It would just take a very long time to get them over to the front line. So these ones are way better as infantry reinforcers. This is definitely your vehicle base, so that is where all your vehicles are going to be coming out. All right. Oh, a tank has been two-struck over here from Giviana, pushing into the center of the map, and then also just slow marching the rest of her units, perhaps force marching the rest of her units. Very interesting stuff here, folks. All right, day 10 now. Goose taking charge, clearing the infantry, capping, join capping, 2 HP to go. Is it going to be possible to get this capture? It will be difficult to hold this capture, but it might be possible. We shall see. Depends on what this classy medium tank decides to do. Classy medium tank gets a clear. Tank plus infantry gets the clear. Another tank moves in and takes an attack. And that is the end of that push right there, folks. I don't know if Goose is going to be able to come in here and attack this effectively. Unfortunately, maybe if he could get a first strike on this medium tank, definitely would be okay, but doesn't have the available tanks to break through this line at the moment. Let's see what he manages to do here. It is now P-Dog's turn. Looks like P-Dog is going to be taking a defensive position once again. Busts out the classy unit in advance towards by Web. The classy medium tank over here from P-Dog at 954. You love to see it, folks. Not pushing up into the line, pulling back, has acquired the property. Doesn't want to push any farther at this moment. All right, Giviana strikes in infantry with her battlecopter and just puts the rest of the units in the line. Just flipping advanced walls, folks. Advanced walls. That's what it's all about. All right, got a little sea of infantry right here, folks. So it's looking pretty good. All right, sacks the infantry to do a little bit of damage here to delay the captures. Busts out the battlecopter and not pushing up, not pushing into that position. Not really necessarily worth it at this point. I definitely agree with that. But P-Dog 954 sitting with 16,000 funds. Giviana and Goose both at 11,000 funds. Luna Malady only at 13,000. So at the moment, the Untitled Goose team has the lead overall. But let's see if they can hold on to it long term here. As Luna Malady pushes her units forward, clears another infantry with the classy medium tank, and then reforts the line. Oh, Lander boosted classy medium tank into the center of the map, folks. Boom. Would you just look at it? I mean, honestly, it's a work of art, folks. It's a work of art. It's beautifully placed, beautifully done. All right, very, very far forward aggressive copter over here from Giviana. Rest of her army looks like it's just going to be slow pushing, though. We're not going to be pushing those guys up anytime soon. Might just be waiting for the flipping classy medium tank to join the fray. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the classiest unit. Let's go. You gotta love seeing the classy medium tanks in the official Classy Boy Tag Team Tag Tournament, folks. It is honestly the best part about this entire tournament. All right, the capture is going through here from Luna Malady, acquiring a second capture. Artillery protected captures. I don't think those guys are going to be interrupted anytime soon. That is looking like a mighty fine death ball right there. It'd be incredibly difficult to push into that. P-Dog taking his turn, bringing some tanks over into Goose's territory now, helping him refortify his line to protect against the threat that is Luna Malady at the moment. But in addition, Giviana, massive threat down here. Let's see if P-Dog can hold against her army while assisting Goose up north. Giviana just going to be slow pushing the army, folks. Just slow pushing, building up that unit count, waiting every single unit, and now it is day 13. Get a little boosty with the Lander, 2 HP infantry. Let's go. Bust out the artillery. Got a tank over here now. Got the mech. And that's it, folks. That is it. That's all she wrote. Unfortunately, Luna Maladine for the Untitled Goose team has managed to capture those 2 properties, making this a dead even game. All right, and Luna Maladine just making that wall, folks. All right, P-Dog Untitled Goose team now has control of the board, and it looks like we are just going to be having another shimmy turn, folks. This is one of the most volatile matches of advanced walls that we've been seeing, folks. At any moment, these walls could just push up, explode, and cause a whole lot of carnage, folks. But we shall see. We shall see when it happens. But Giviana taking advantage of the situation, now taking control of this center, bringing the classy boy up, and now is primed and ready to potentially flip one of the properties here from P-Dog. Cryo Goose using that lander to actually transport the classy boy once again, and forming a nice wall here, folks. This is a great wall, folks. This is absolutely great wall. This is a wall that spans the entirety of the map. How do you attack into this wall, folks? Well, you move the flipping classy medium tank forward, and you move the artillery right behind the classy medium tank in order to potentially break the wall here, folks. That might be the play that we need in order to see some action happening in this fight. Transport copter definitely going to be doing some work here, transporting the mechs. We have an infantry attack over here from P-Dog 954, weakening the front line of Luna Maladine here, shifting the rest of the units. Everybody's getting dangerously close to that unit count, folks. P-Dog and Giviana especially now in the 40s when it comes to units. Oh, there goes another infantry, folks. Another infantry has been destroyed, and an infantry has been struck here, folks. This is what you gotta do. You gotta just weaken that front line just a little bit every once in a while, folks. That is what you need to do in order to break those lines. You need to form a weakness. You have to, every once in a while, sacrifice a unit in order to do so, folks. Oh, we got an attack coming in, folks. We got an attack. Is it enough to clear? Oh, it's not enough to clear, but medium tank clears. Artillery has been hit, moving the position in. Luna Maladine now making a play here to strike into the heart of Cryo Goose's army. Oh, we got some action here, folks. We got some action. All right, boom. Purchasing a few more units here. Now it is P-Dog's turn. Can he capitalize on this attack? Is he going to be able to assist? What can he get done with this attack? Moves several of the units here down south. Pushes the anti-airs down south. So now there's definitely a lot of defense against these copters. Won't be any free hits here today, folks. Day 16, Giviana once again sacrifices an infantry to weaken the front line of P-Dog. Doesn't do anything else aside from that, folks. Just shifts the units around, brings a battlecopter into the front line here, beckoning P-Dog to come in and attack with the battlecopter. That could be some potential bait here, folks. That could be a trap and a half. We don't know yet, folks. Boom, 16, day 16, and artillery strike, several strikes down here, manages to break a little wall here, manages to get through, doesn't have any units to capitalize on the attack just yet, but P-Dog does have a unit to capitalize on the attack, but unfortunately, it is actually Luna Maladine that goes next, but he bridges the gap here and forms... just thickens the wall, folks. He thickens the wall, attacks the the artillery. Luna Maladine now. Boom. Suddenly my hotkeys don't work. All right. Well, here we go, folks. There we go. Hotkeys are now working again. Ooh. Luna pulls back out of the position. Doesn't actually continue the attack. Very curious. Just wanted to do a little bit of damage and then pull back. That does keep Goose at a very low unit count, but many heavy units are now in the center of the map here, folks, so anything can happen. Oh, but one of the medium tanks has joined the south. My god. Alright, day 17. GVN, are we gonna see a play? Oh, we got a double KO, triple KO over here. And quadruple KO. Alright. Alright, here we go, folks. Transport copter getting that boosty. And we end the turn after we wait every single unit. Alright, there we go, folks. There we go. My god, Goose. Not a single Winter Fury has been popped this game yet, but we are getting dangerously close to Winter Fury territory, especially Goose. He is just a few short bars away. That is about 9, 18, 27,000 away. A little more than 27,000, but that can be acquired very quickly in a game such as this when there's so much value floating around the map. Yeah, 114,000 value, 182,000 value from P-Dog. Definitely the front runner in this game so far. Oh, Luna Maladine busting out the rocket now, folks. We got a rocket on the field. Now, rockets do tend to get bullied over here on the semi-original guy channel, but in a case like this, when you have so many units in the front line, a rocket is incredibly valuable, folks. Almost invaluable, to be completely honest. My hotkey's not working again. All right. Apologies for the clicking, folks, but the clicking must be done. Boom. Maybe I'll try to click down here, so maybe it won't make as much noise. Oh, here we go. All right, I don't know what's going on with my hotkeys, folks, but they just don't seem to work every once in a while. Seems like every single time when we start a new turn, they just decide to stop working for a little bit, which is very weird. But fortunately enough for us, another medium tank has made its way into this match. Now P-Dog commands 1, 2 medium tanks. Goose commands 2 medium tanks. Luna controls 1, and GVN also controls 1. So when we're thinking about it in terms of medium tanks, definitely the Untitled Goose team is on top of the game. Oh, artillery in a strong position now in the center of the map. Retaking that position. There wasn't artillery there before, but it pulled back temporarily, but now it is back and it is ready to go. All right, P-Dog. No, that's not P-Dog, that's Goose. Goose firing on GVN down here in the center of the map. And that's about it. That's all he's going to do. He's going to end the turn. Definitely a standard game of advanced walls, folks. Once again, I don't really think too much is going to be happening this turn, but there is going to be some setup. The rocket has taken position in the center of the map. Luna busts out another classy medium tank, double base skips in order to do so, but when you're this close to unit count, folks, you might as well use your money to buy the biggest units that you possibly can, because if you just flood the map with low income weak units, then it's not really going to work out for you long term. Get the big boys on the field at that point. Get classy, folks. Get classy. That's what it's all about. P-Dog now busting out a rocket. All right, let's flip and go. Let's see what happens here. GV doing the old triple attack in the center. Oh, and actually pushing a little bit down south. Forming the walls, doing the little push right here. Not too shabby, just inching her way forward. Now it is Goose's turn, using the recon to attack the front lines here. Oh, this rocket though. Look at the zoning on this rocket. That is mad zoning right here, folks. Another battlecopter over here from Cryo and a mech. Luna pushing in. Oh, we got a threat of a capture now, folks. All this shifting and inching around has finally paid off into a attempted capture over here. What is in this lander right now? Oh my god, it's probably an infantry. Alright, let's see if this attempted capture goes through or not, folks. Alright, infantry attack, double strike, triple strike, eliminates the tank, eliminates the infantry, and now the tank is pushing in, attacking the mech. Oh, we are seeing history in the making here, folks. The match is finally come face to face. Look at the amount of flipping units on the field. This is madness, folks. Absolute madness. Holy moly. Holy flipping moly. Most people wouldn't even know what to do in a situation like this, folks. It is just absolutely wild. Look at the center of this map, folks, as we zoom in. Look at all this chaos. Absolute madness, folks. Absolute madness. Let's carry on with the match. All right. Got an attack right there. Got an attack down here. Attack right there. Rocket. Or no, that was the artillery. Artillery fires on this. Battlecopter has been struck. Infantry struck. Double capture attempt now from GV Anna. This could potentially draw out the rocket and artillery fire. And if those guys are forced to fire on those, well, that's going to leave some opportunity over here from the battlecopter. Oh, and we are just fighting on the shoals, folks. We're fighting on the shoals. 0-star terrain. Classy boys. Let's go. Let's flip and go. Day 20 over here from Crowd. P-Dog is so close to a super co-power now. Luna Maladine so close to a super co-power. GV Anna and Crowd Goose are just behind. We could be potentially seeing some double Winter Fury action here, folks. If a team pops the Winter Fury first, that could be the make or break situation that we need right now. Is it going to happen? It looks like Luna Maladine is going to acquire the flippin' Winter Fury, pops it. What kind of value is she going to be able to get from this? Look at the absolute madness as the entire army loses 20% of its value. Oh, and the units are coming in, folks. The units are coming in. I'm kind of curious to why this wasn't attacked, but whatever. Doesn't even matter. I don't even know what's going on, folks. The flipping rocket is here now. Where are the classy medium tanks going? They're not even pushing forward. They're not. They're just staying behind. They're waiting for a high value target. Oh my god. Oh my flipping glob. Oh my god. And the medium tank moves into the lander to avoid super co-power damage here. And an infantry. Oh my god. Alright. Flipping P-Dog busts out the Winter Fury. Now there is 20% damage done to the opposing army. Everybody on the map is taking 20% damage now. But there is not going to be any double Winter Fury. It does not look like that is going to be a possibility. Multiple attacks are going through here. The flipping properties have been saved. What an absolute legend. What an absolute legend right there, folks. They've been saved. We do not have to worry about that flip going through. This is once again an even game. GV Anna, though, with the amount of units she has and the value, could bust out a second Winter Fury. We could have the double Winter Fury, folks. Oh my god, she is going in for the attacks. Oh, this is it. This is it. She's going for a double Winter Fury, folks. That is 40% damage done to the entire army. Everything is down to 6. A flipping medium tank moves up and feeds. Oh, and the artillery is down. What a devastating attack. And Cryo Goose. Oh, Cryo Goose is like a bar and a bit away from the super. Will he be able to get it and siphon another 20% off of their army here? Let's see. Let's see if he's able to do it, folks. Ooh, that Winter Fury from Crowd Goose is needed right now. Absolutely needed. If he doesn't get the Winter Fury, I fear the worst for the Untitled Goose team. He is going in, though, folks. He is going in. He is attacking with everything that he's got, and he gets the Winter Fury with the 1 HP recon that was left alive. But if that recon was destroyed the last turn, then it wouldn't really matter because he would have had to charge anyways. But for the sake of content, the recon was the one that acquired the flippin' Winter Fury. Double Winter Furies here, folks. What an absolutely crazy amount of damage. 40% of the armies siphoned away by the snow. Canadian winters be darned, folks. Oh, and the medium tank gets double tapped here. And now it is just the charge of the weakened units, folks. Charge of the weakened units. They are moving in and they are doing as much damage as they possibly can. Units have been flipped. COs have been flipped, folks. We have Cole in front and we have Adder in front now. Oh, we could be seeing some extra super co-powers or extra co-powers here very, very soon. Luna taking a mad position over here, deep into the territory. Definitely past the middle line here. Oh, P-Dog's got Sidewinder. He's got Sidewinder. Is he going to pop the Sidewinder? No, he's not, because he took a number of attacks already. Pops the Sidewinder anyways. Okay, here we go. What is this for? Let's see. Clears the infantry. Gets an attack right there. Goes over the mountain. Okay. Gets a clear on the infantry. Busts out a recon infantry. Transport copter. All right, let's go. We got that Sidewinder action, folks. GVanna going to be able to bust out the Trail of Woe. The Trail of Woe is popped. It is a Sidewinder plus, folks. I have that additional firepower on roads now. Oh, look at that mech damage right there. Oh, and the wraparound to bully the rocket. Oh, yeah. The rocket, man. The rocket got bullied. No. The rocket got bullied on the semi-advanced, or semi-advanced wars. Semi-original guy channel, folks. Who would have seen it coming? I didn't see it coming. I saw it coming. I knew it was going to happen. Every time. Every time. Every single time. Although this rocket's still alive, so maybe half the time. Goose now with 32 units, 52,000 value. Let's see if he manages to pull anything off here. Let's see. And we are not moving once again here. All right, clickety clock. Gonna click through a couple turns here, a couple movements, a few infantry strikes here. Another battlecopter. And it is now Luna Maladine's turn. Do we have control of our hotkeys? No, we don't, folks. Let's go back and let's go forward. No, we're clicking. Oh my god. All right. It's just lag, folks. That's all it is. It's just lag. Oh, those medium tanks are going deep into Goose's territory now. Oh, and there's an attack on the freshly purchased battlecopter from the anti-air. Oh no, oh no. 26,000 value left for Goose. That is definitely not a lot of value. That is not a lot of value indeed, folks. All right, P-Dog pushing up, attacking, desperately attacking the flipping units of GVanna right now. All of a sudden, another classy medium tank pops it over to GVanna's turn now. She does have a blizzard available, but no other attacks at the moment. Sacrifices multiple units over here. Very curious sacrifices, but it does injure this tank quite a bit. And at one point, there was a lot of units on this map, folks, but literally the units have been cut in half. It is almost as if we have lost 40% of every single person's army in just a matter of turns here. Crazy, absolutely crazy, absolutely wild. Advance Wars is one of the most volatile, wild, crazy games out there. Anything can happen in Advance Wars by Web, folks, including luck rolls against tanks. Manages to get the clear over here, but the Goose has resigned from this game. Unfortunately, very little value left. Put up a fantastic battle against Luna Maladine, but was unable to win. That double Winter Fury just sealed the deal. Sealed the flipping deal, folks. All right, P-Dog putting in his last stand. resigns with 3 medium tanks on the field. What an absolute legend. What an absolutely crazy game. Congratulations to Team Stalin Brawl for the win there. That was an amazing win. Very nice. Very well played indeed. And well played to the Untitled Goose team, who now has to play the exact same map against another team right now. So, enjoy. Alrighty, folks. Game 2, round 5. We have, once again, the Untitled Goose team versus the Beasts of Prey, folks. The undefeated team so far. Let's see if the Untitled Goose team can deliver them the first loss of the tournament. Let's go ahead and get right into this one here. Top of the board, we got P-Dog 954. Standard infantry builds. We got War Puppy, standard infantry builds. We got the Goose, standard infantry builds. And we got Lionheart 2005, standard infantry builds. Got to get the infantry on the field, folks. It is #1 priority in advanced by web. Alright, now both players are going for the neutral base. All 4 players are going to be going for the neutral base. That is without a doubt. 100% that is what's going to happen. It looks like Goose is making a play for the airport early. So airport early could definitely be a factor in this game. Getting that unit count up very, very nicely could definitely make or break it here, folks. Looks like War Puppy is actually going for the 2 contested properties right here, right away, which is very nice. You love to see it. If he manages to grab those properties early on, then he doesn't have to fight for them later. So let's see if that definitely plays a role here. As Lionheart takes his turn, goes for the airport and busts out the recon. Very cool, folks. We got the recon on the field here. Now, I believe we saw some play with the recon last time. I think the recon is very nice for this one. It is going to be able to instantly deny these properties. However, if the opponent's P-Dog ends up buying an early tank, could shut down the recon a lot, but considering the amount of shoals in the center of the map here, the recon could definitely get a lot of value front shifting. So we'll see if that definitely plays a role here as well. We have an artillery build over here from the Goose. Very nice. Gotta love the artillery, folks. It is definitely going to play a role in busting open that pipe seam and holding the front line here, as P-Dog 954 once again takes his turn, rushes the infantry into the middle there. Going to be putting some pressure on those contested properties and busts out the tank. We got a tank on the field now, folks. Everything is all good. The lander, HQ locked lander, has moved, and an infantry has made its way to the center of the map here from War Puppy. What a fantastic play. Backs it up with a tank here, and now Goose moves his infantry forward, but is in a little bit of a situation now, considering that War Puppy has pushed up so far and now has an infantry in position to interrupt either of these 2 captures. Recon actually does not go into the top mid either. It's going mid all the way down here, folks. That is definitely going to play a huge role in this game. Let's see what sort of shenanigans this guy gets up to here, folks. It's going to be a good one. Boom, more properties are being acquired, capping a contested property now that could be interrupted by one of the infantry over here. The one thing that I did not mention so far about this map is that every single player picked Olaf as their main CO, folks. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I allowed the Olaf, so you might as well pick the Olaf, folks. The global damage is going to be off the flippin' chart on this match, folks. Aside from that, it looks like we have 2 adders, a Jess and a Cole, folks. So, you know, nothing out of the ordinary there. I think Jess is pretty good. I think Adder's probably a little bit better than Jess here. Maybe not, maybe so. Depends on the situations. But Cole could definitely have some playability on this map. But we'll see exactly how that factors in later as Lionheart goes in and interrupts P-Dog 954. Taking one of the infantry down to 5 here. Captures a property over here for P-Dog. What a fantastic capture. Gets the interrupt, or gets the attack. and gets a first strike on the recon with the tank. Backs it up with a tank chain. We got triple tank chain energy over here, folks. Things are looking fantastic. Boom. Day 7, and it is War Puppy's turn. Getting those caps in, folks. I think the overall income for War Puppy now is sitting at 14,000 per turn, which is a massive lead over the rest of the players at the moment. Goose sitting at 9,000, Lionheart sitting at 9,000, and P-Dog sitting at 11,000. Looks like P-Dog will be able to boost it up to 13,000 next turn. Goose could potentially boost his up to 11,000 next turn. While Lionheart is only going to be able to boost his to 10,000. So Lionheart will be a little bit behind, but considering that War Puppy is so far ahead here, you know, it may be the difference that they need. What a crazy change of events here, folks. The tank has front shifted via the lander all the way to the top of the map and now is putting pressure on P-Dog's tank chains. And considering that War Puppy attacks first, maybe that could leave an opening for Lionheart to get in there and do some fantastic little footwork with his tanks. Alrighty, folks. Got a first strike. Sacrifice to get the clear over here. Very nice. You love to see those kind of moves. Blocks the infantry with the recon, or blocks the tank with the recon. Goes for the capture. Brings another tank forward. Clears, what was that? Clears an infantry. 4 HP infantry cleared. Busts out another tank and another infantry. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. So P-Dog going to be acquiring those 2 captures this turn. Clears the recon and first strikes the tank. Uses the lander to block the tank, preventing a 2-hit attack here. Very nice indeed. Now, War Puppy is kind of limited with the options that he's got here. He could actually wrap around and attack this tank from behind via this tank, but he cannot attack from the front because Lionheart's units are blocking the way at the moment. P-Dog continuing the tank chain energy over here. Has 4 tanks on the field now. Let's see what actually occurs now. It looks like War Puppy should be able to acquire the comm tower this turn. It is captured. That will be plus 10% firepower to all those units. Doesn't go in for any attacks with the tank. Just brings up and sits it on a forest. And busts out a battlecopter. Battlecopter recon by this turn. Alright, it looks like Goose's infantry are moving in, folks. Not too shabby at all. Goes for a first strike on this infantry right here. Could potentially have a tank strike happen over here. Looks like there is a potential wraparound attack. Actually, potential 2-strike with 2 tanks here, but if it is the 2-strike, it's going to be hit with an artillery. So it might not be the best thing. Maybe a 1-strike would definitely be something, but let's see what the puppy decides to do with this attack afterwards. After Goose is finished, Goose is busting out the battlecopter, folks. Now both teams have a battlecopter in play. Air units incredibly effective on every single map. No cap, folks, no cap. Air units are great. Gotta get the battlecopters on the field. Bombers are key, but battlecopters are okay. Alright, P-Dog sacrificing the tank in order to get a big hit, but not a clear right here. Attacks the infantry. Moves in, attacks another infantry, just holding that front line, keeping that tank chain coming. Attacks 1 infantry right here, and goes for the flippin' comm tower, folks. We're going to be getting that firepower bonus. Now, I think the main purpose of this attack here is so that there's no potential way for this infantry to reach this and interrupt, because at this point, P-Dog's definitely going to be needing that firepower bonus, folks. He is doing the majority of the fighting up here. And let's see what occurs. Alright, recon infantry loaded up into the lander. Double tapping these infantry, triple tapping the infantry, and a double drop with the lander in the front of the units here, being a fantastic wall. Another battlecopter on the field, triple infantry by, and that is the end of the turn. Alright, looks like it is Goose's turn. Looks like he's going to go for a very risky capture over here. Very forward capture. Finishes off the infantry over here. That will result in the tank getting hit. And it looks to me Like, there's definitely a wraparound potential locking in the tank long term to guarantee the KO, which can be incredibly dangerous. Let's see if it pays off for him or not. All right. Oh, mech in the front line taking a shot on an infantry. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. Going for the double cap too, forcing at least 2 units to push up here and attack. So that is a pretty daring attack right here, folks. I'm not gonna lie, pretty daring attack indeed. But it is now Lionheart's turn, going for one of those captures in the center of the map, bringing a 1 HP tank down to be boss as all heck, folks. Takes a strike on a tank, builds another tank, and then just reformulates the wall. The Great Wall, folks. That is what we got. Advanced walls indeed. Calm Tower is captured. That firepower bonus is achieved. Looks like we go in for a luck roll on the tank. Do not achieve it, but join the infantry together. Take another engagement here, and then we have a few more engagements up north. Double infantry tap. Tank go back. Tank go forward. Boom. Big old strike right there. Another strike. Lander still holding strong in the front line. Another tank, another mech, folks. We are in the mech spammy territory here, folks, and I absolutely love it. Mechs are one of the greatest units in Advances by Web. No lying, folks. No lying at all. Oh my god, we have a clear on both of the infantry via a recon attack, leading to a tank strike on the artillery. Oh, and that tank, like I said, looks like it has been locked in here. It is not going to be able to go anywhere. Unfortunately, another tank rushes in to attack the mech. Oh, if it did not do that, that would have been a great potential attack on the tank right here with the mech plus artillery, but now it looks like, sadly, that attack is not going to be going through. However, there could still be an attack with the battlecopter, perhaps. Well, we shall see, folks. We shall see. Are we going to see the great crash of the units here? Are we just going to keep the brawl flowing here? Let's see. Keep that ball rolling. Keep that brawl flowing. That's what it's all about. Takes that man down to 5 right there. Ooh, battlecopter rushes in, takes the engagement as expected. Very nice. You love to see it, folks. Unfortunately, it doesn't really look like there's any way to block off this artillery from another attack aside from a 5 HP infantry, which is definitely not going to hold long term, but there's not really any major attacks that can happen here. So let's see how it continues on here. Another battlecopter in play. Couple attacks in the middle here. Lots of injured infantry, but the CO powers are charging, folks. We are getting dangerously close to some co-powers. Now, you don't necessarily want to be popping Blizzard when you have an all Olaf game, but the thought is there, folks. This is all about Winter Fury, folks. All about the Winter Fury. Now, unfortunately, Crowd Goose is sitting at 11,000 funds per turn. A little bit behind everybody else. War Puppy and Lionheart have managed to acquire 14 properties each, bringing in that 14,000 funds per turn. P-Dog and Crowd Goose are actually behind by a total of 4 properties at the moment. So hopefully they'll be able to get those and level this game out. Alright, threatening the capture rate here, but pulling back the rest of the units. He wants Lionheart to push up and break his line so that he can rush in with his tanks and do some pretty significant damage. War Puppy clearing the center of the map here. And it looks like he's attacking an infantry here. Clears that tank down south. Battlecopter on battlecopter violence over here, folks. That is a pretty significant attack. But unfortunately, the tanks are just staying out of range of this artillery. So the artillery have not really been able to fire on these guys yet. But Battlecopter is going to be able to reinforce this front very soon. Classiest unit in Advanced Wars by Web has made its appearance in the official Class AWBW Tag Team Tag Tournament final round. Here we go, folks. That's +1 points right there. +1 points. All right, day 11, Crowd Goose definitely will be able to clear the battlecopter here, so that is definitely going to be happening. The question is there an effective way to block this artillery or anti-air from being hit? because you don't want to leave it, you don't want to be leaving it hanging. Pulls back the rest of the units, so it looks like we left the anti-air plus the artillery hanging, which will be very unfortunate when those guys get hit. So unfortunate indeed, but Lionheart is now pushing in the north, striking down these infantry, not allowing those captures to go through. There is a day limit on this game, folks. I believe it's about 30 days or so. So once that day limit is done, whoever has the most properties is considered the winner. Alright, going up and taking some more engagements. Join camping to hopefully acquire this capture. It is definitely possible, and it might happen, folks. It might go through. Let's pray for PDog954 that this goes through so we can have a 14,000 fund income. Day 12 from the War Puppy. Captures the property, now sitting at 15,000 income. That is a massive amount of income. Takes out the anti-air and attacks the artillery. Double attacks the artillery, actually. And now the classiest unit in Advanced Wars by Web is getting a flippin' lander boost to the center of the map. Oh my lord. If that medium tank makes its way over to P-Dog's territory, we are going to be having a very dangerous situation, folks. That is going to be putting a lot of pressure on P-Dog's tanks. Alright, day 12 from the crowd, Goose. Brings the front line back a little bit. Retreating, reformulating the line. Got the nice position for the artillery right here, blocking a significant chunk of his units here. But I think both players really need to try to do something here. They need to try to push the center. This is getting to be a massive wall, and it is so difficult to try to figure out how to attack into this wall. Really, the only way that you can break this wall is by using some anti-air potentially, or by relying on that co-power that is going to be coming here pretty darn flippin' soon, folks. So when that co-power charges, everything could change. The entire world could change in the flip of a button. The great equalizer, as it's called. Alright, another battle club, another tank, and a push from Lionheart, attacking the heart of P-Dog's army. P-Dog gets the capture finally, 14,000 income. Let's flipping go. We are in double tank territory now, folks. 13,700 funds available to him. Not going to be pushing up because that is definitely a dangerous flipping situation to be pushing up into, folks. But for those of you that did not see the play, 13,000 magically turned into 17,200 to deploy the classiest unit in Advanced Wars by Web. 2 classy medium tanks are now on the field and ready to mingle, folks. They are going to mingle. They are going to find themselves a date, take it out to lunch, treat them right, and then destroy them later. That's what it's all about. Alright, folks. Let's continue on here. Alright, double drop. Oh my god, this flipping position over here from War Puppy in the center. That is an incredibly defensive position. How do you push into that, folks? I just have no flipping idea. How are you going to break that? You are going to need a lot of power, folks, or you just need a couple vehicles and 2 Winter Furies back to back. That's what you need. Double flipping Winter Furies back to back. You get that going, you're going to be having a good time. Alright, Goose is so close to a Winter Fury also, folks, and if he manages to get it, we could be having a very good time. Could be having an amazing time if he manages to get that. If Goose pops his Winter Fury first, and then Lionheart takes his turn, that could allow for P-Dog maybe to get some damage, or vice versa if P-Dog attacks, War Puppy moves. But it's going to be very difficult because you can definitely manage your movements mid-turn. Since it's not an ABBA order, it's actually an ABAB order for these players. One player moves, the other one... or one team moves, the other team moves, the other team moves, the other team moves. It's back and forth, folks. Oh, and flipping Lionheart 2005 now joining the Classy Club, folks. He's got the flipping Classy medium tank on the field. And the Winter Fury is popped, folks. Look at that flipping global damage all over the place. What a massive hit. Massive hit, folks. You love to see it. All right, bringing the units back onto some defensive terrain here. Hopefully going to be getting some heals out of that. Now it is the War Puppy's turn. Is War Puppy going to be able to charge a Winter Fury this turn? I don't think so. It does not look like he's going to be able to charge it. So he's going to pull back and not take any more damage than he needs to. This position is good for War Puppy, I'm going to say, because this will not allow for Goose to get the charge needed to get his co-power. There's no available attacks, so unfortunately we're not going to be seeing a back-to-back Winter Fury. It is just going to be a single Winter Fury to slow down the push. Joins all the units together up here in order to get a lot of full HP units. Pretty smart move, but boom, Winter Fury from Lionheart. So the Winter Fury has been launched, but doesn't really do a significant amount of damage. There's not really a whole lot of attacks Lionheart is able to capitalize on here. Does attack the front line pretty well, but doesn't really clear anything. So P-Dog is safe. P-Dog is safe for the moment, folks. Sacrifice mech into the tank over here in order to get some damage here. Should be able to come down with a tank plus mech combo to take it out. Joins some infantry together, puts the classiest unit in Advanced by Web on the HQ where it belongs. That is some massive flipping defense there, folks. You love to see that sort of defense. All right, day 15. War Puppy. It looks like this is going to be a defensive turn, folks. Just shifting around. The majority of his army is now shifted up towards P-Dog's area here. And P-Dog does have the... Well, War Puppy and P-Dog have the most exposed HQ in this entire game. So one bad move here, and that HQ could potentially be capped, folks. Goose, does he have the possibility of getting the Winter Fury this turn? Once again, it does not seem like he's able to do it. So that is going to be the end of the snow for now on day 15. Lionheart moves in the army. Neither player really wants to switch out to their side CO either, due to the threat of the Winter Fury as well, folks. They are all just holding on to that Olaf dream. All right, managing to clear some infantry up north. Defending the HQ. And that is it, folks. Unfortunately, it looks like this property might be flipped. If this property gets flipped over to Lionheart, then that is going to be Lionheart at 15, War Puppy at 15, P-Dog at 13, Cryo at 11, which is going to give the Beasts of Prey a significant lead in this battle, folks. Boom, Winter Fury is popped. Oh, and it's popped in such a way that flipping War Puppy manages to capitalize on it at least a little bit with a battlecopter strike and a full push over here into Goose's territory. Oh my god, what an unexpected attack. Who could have expected that one, folks? What a wild attack here. That does charge Goose's Winter Fury, so he is going to be able to pop it, and it is going to be able to do a lot of flipping damage here. Let's go ahead and see it happen. Winter Fury. Boom. That front line is destroyed. That's absolutely destroyed. Let's see what kind of damage he manages to do. Alrighty. Boom. Take him out. Yeah, take him out. Take him out. Get him. Get him. Probably would have wanted to see that battlecopter attack this battlecopter, but whatever. That's okay. That is okay. Ooh, this battlecopter is not really as safe as it seems, though. I think there's definitely a way to break through this. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Day 16. gets the clear on the pipe seam, folks. That is going to allow for a little bit of extra movement here. But once again, it doesn't really look like... Yeah, it doesn't look like Lionheart's going to want to push into this. This is definitely just another standoff. Oh, and the flippin' anti-air just got hit. That is beautiful. That is clutch. That needed to happen. That had to happen so badly. Oh my god. Fantastic. So now, if this guy does manage to get over here and attack the battlecopter, it's not going to do like a super significant amount of damage. It will still do quite a bit of damage, but not as much damage as it definitely could have. P-Dog switches to Adder. Oh my god. All right, here we go, folks. Are we going to be seeing some sidewinder action here pretty soon? Oh, I certainly hope so. Adder has just been waiting for this. He's been waiting for 17 days on the sideline. He's like, put me in, coach. Put me in. I can do it. I swear. I swear, coach. Oh my god. We're going to be seeing it, folks. Hopefully, we're going to get some hot sidewinder action over here in the official Classy Boy Tag Team Tag Tournament. Copter moving in, folks. There we go. All right, Crowd Goose's turn. Took a pretty significant blow there, but still has quite a few units here. Let's see if he manages to get some damage done here. Clears one of the infantry, manages to clear another infantry. Flippin' wraparound attack with his battlecopter. Let's flip and go. All right, and attacks the tank. Doesn't clear the infantry, but does do a good damage to it. This anti-air is going to get healed up to 4 next turn, which is going to be a pretty big hit on that battlecopter, though. Very unfortunate there, but all things considered, it could be much worse. All right. Lionheart is moving. He's moving, yeah. All right. That's all he does. He clears like 1 infantry. That's it. Classy's unit just sits still. Sitting pretty on a city, folks. P-Dog. Are we going to see that flipping sidewinder or what? Are we going to see some tactical sidewinder action? Or are we going to just play it defensively, get those heals, get that position, and wait for more units? That's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to wait. And we're going to use the threat of movement against our enemies to ensure that they cannot do anything. War Puppy, though, he doesn't care about movement. The only movement he needs is the base movement that he's got, folks. Ooh. And he is making the best of it. Oh my god, he broke through the line to attack the artillery. Double taps it. Oh my god. Ooh, that's a significant blow right there. Poor Cryo Goose. Unfortunately, the line has fallen here. But co-powers, they are charging once again, folks. It is definitely possible that a co-power could make or break this entire game. Well, we shall see. Let's see what the plan is here. Attacks the tank and resigns. Yes, after that push right here, yeah, there's not really too much more that the Crowd Goose is going to be able to do there. He fought so hard and so well. Such a deficit, 11,000 to 14,000 on a map like this where there's so many units. And War Puppy just pushed out here and got the position so early. He put up an amazing fight. That is the end for him for this match. P-Dog 954 still in the game, but now Lionheart is moving in. Let's see what P-Dog decides to do here. Is he going to keep the fight going? He's going to pop the Sidewinder. Bust out 2 more classy medium tanks and end the game. Resigns in the most classy way possible, folks. What an absolutely legendary way to end the official Classy Boy Tag Team Tournament. Triple medium tanks on the field over here from P-Dog. Well fought, Untitled Goose team. I'm sorry that you had to play the same game twice, but that's just the way it is sometimes. So, officially, the winners of the official Classy Boy Tag Team Tag Tournament is the Beasts of Prey with an undefeated record of 4-0 for this game, folks. This tournament went 4-0, undefeated, managed to defeat every single opposing team. Well played to Lionheart 2005 and War Puppy. What a fantastic display of classiness, except for when Lionheart built that Neo tank. I'm watching you get soap. But in all seriousness, congratulations. This tournament was an absolute blast to play and put on. Very minor tournament, but I had a lot of fun with it. So, these players are going to be able to choose their Discord titles in my Discord. If you are interested in joining my Discord for wacky games and silly tournaments, then you can go ahead and join it in the Discord below, or in the description below. But this is going to be the end of the official Classy Boy Tag Team Tag Tournament. Hopefully you all have enjoyed. And if you did, stay classy, folks. I will see you all later. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.